Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at quite a few brawlers which pretty much fell off from the Brawl Stars meta at the moment, whether that's through nerfs or just from the meta not really favoring them right now. But also let me know whether you want me to start covering some update idea kind of videos, because the update is pretty much around the corner, right? Just 2 weeks remaining from the next season. So as always, make sure you're using the correct code. That'd be greatly appreciated. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright guys, so jumping into the first brawler, which is basically fell off the face of the earth in the Brawl Stars meta right now, it is Mortis. So Mortis used to be a brawler which you could pretty much use, well, a lot of times in Power League as like a last pick to counter certain brawlers. But you know, even though it's the rise of the assassin meta right now within Power League mainly, like Mortis is just never ever considered. I think I played Mortis like once in Power League, or even considered him once, and it worked out. But other than that, you know, it's not really the best time playing Mortis right now. I'd rather go like a Buzz, Sam, something like that. I mean, he still can be used within a ladder. You know, he's not like completely the worst brawler, but there's just so many different counters. It just takes a lot of time, way too long to get his bats, to chain them, and any good team or player can really just stop yourself from chaining, basically. So, you know, me myself, I'm not going to show you guys any good Mortis gameplay because, of course, I'm literally like the worst Mortis in the world. But yeah, but also let me know like what you guys really want to see in terms of Brawl Stars content on the second channel as well, whether it's streaming, also on the main channel. As you've probably seen on the main channel, it has been a little bit hard to even think of good content to make. I don't know what it is, like the past few weeks in Brawl Stars just seemed a little bit dead, like it always kind of is towards like the next update sequence, but even more so than ever. I don't know why, just feels like there's not really a lot to cover. So hopefully the next update is really fresh, which I do have big hopes for. So yeah, I've got quite a few ideas of what it could be as well. So I need to get onto this dynamite. I was going to say, if I was a clever dynamite, he can easily score with his super, but should be able to chain quite easily on this Nita and this Squeak. Hopefully my teammates got it. Okay, they haven't got anything, but that's going to be the first brawler which completely fell off. Let's hop into the next one. Alright guys, jumping into the next brawler which I think has completely fell off within the top meta, it has to be Rico. So Rico for me used to always be this brawler which you could consistently pick on a few maps and it would just absolutely pop off. Like a lot of the knockout maps Rico just absolutely dominate on, a lot of the gem grab, Brawl, etc, etc. But right now I just don't think this is the meta for Rico. Just so many aggressive options which are just able to just destroy him so quickly. Just doesn't have the healing potential which he used to have. Maybe a little buff to him like his HP or something like that could make him a little bit more of an option. But right now I'd only say he's a good option on like Hard Rock Mine. Maybe I'm underrating him a little bit, but still, just whenever I play against Rico and whenever I play Rico, I just feel like it just doesn't really do as much as he used to do, like especially on Hard Rock Mine. Like I've seen it even in the World Finals. I know that was a previous meta, but in World Finals, I think of like a few examples where people went Hard Rock Mine Rico, and then there was just compositions where they just ignored Rico, right? They could just ignore his damage, like unless you get like a really good super. A lot of the times you're actually just like tickling the opponents. You can actually afford to just ignore the Rico a lot of the times. So yeah, I don't know. Rico's just not been it as of late. Hopefully if you do buff him a little bit, I think in terms of like win rate and stuff like that as well, I think when I last look on a few of the websites, he hasn't really got like the biggest win rate either. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, either a nerf to assassin brawlers like Buzz or Sam, which I don't think will happen, or I'd rather just buff Rico a little bit, at least so he's viable on maps which used to be good on, like Pit Stop, for example. All the knockout maps used to be so strong on. I kind of want it back. I do really love Rico because he's an easy brawler to counter, but also a really fun brawler to play. So that's going to be the next brawler which fell off. Let's hop into the next one. Alright guys, jumping into the next brawler which I think fell off completely from the meta, it is Pam. So Pam, this could be one of a few things. Maybe she's getting power crept, or people are just completely sleeping on her. She used to always be a solid counter pick to a lot of the meta brawlers. You know, brawlers like Fang, for example, she used to always be brought out against Fang on like knockout. But I just don't see Pam nowhere near as much as I used to. Like again, I don't know if people are sleeping on her or she's actually just pretty bad right now. So in terms of like buffs for Pam, I don't think she really deserves a buff. I don't know, like Pam's a bit of a weird one. She's always considered kind of underrated, but I don't think I remember the last time where Pam was nerfed or buffed. Let me know when it actually was, guys. Surely she's actually one of the brawlers which haven't been balanced in a long time, just like Buzz. So yeah, pretty interesting to see what route they take, because again, like I wouldn't really say she's terrible, but there's just not really too much of a place right now in the meta. Like I don't really see her at all. I think the only map I've really seen a Pam in is double swoosh, I think, just because of how good she is with the vision gear. But you do need to be like a really good Pam to make it work a lot of the times. So yeah, hopefully we can get this Jackie down. I mean, maybe they could buff her star powers, like one of her star powers you just haven't seen in a long time. The first star power, hopefully that can be buffed. Even a second star power used to be really strong, but even right now I think is maybe a little bit underwhelming, because I love the star powers. I actually well, I always say, like, they did get like an indirect nerf when people when Brawlers changed to power 11, so it'd be nice to see maybe a few of the star powers be like rebalanced in that way. Maybe star powers can be a little bit stronger. We'll have to wait and see, because we haven't really messed with any star powers for a long time. So hopefully we can get our super in time here to maybe stop ourselves from getting muted. I'm just going to use a gadget here to remove all the ammo from Tara. That was just some terrible auto aim right now. A lot of times I can just, okay, I don't know what my teammate is doing either. A lot of times I could just run into people's faces and auto aim with Pam and it works out, but teammate should have definitely got the ball away from that position. So I'm going to use my super right here to go extremely aggro, use the gadget on Tara, and this time actually aim it so I can get her pretty much one shot. There's no way these guys are surely going to be able to defend this one. I'm going to use the gadget on the Otis, and I can just walk this one in. He mutes me, but I've removed all of his ammo. So Pam, she pretty much has fell off, but I still think she's really underrated. Let's hop into the next one. Alright guys, jumping into the next brawler, which I think really fell off within the meta. I mean, he did receive 2 nerfs, but holy did it absolutely kill him, Chester. So for me, Chester is just pretty terrible right now. Chester used to be the brawler which literally everyone would go in terms of ladder or power league, and a brainless random could run him every single time. But now I just don't ever see a scenario where Chester is really needed. There's always a better alternative, which it's a little bit sad. Chester's really fun, but I think the main reason why we're not going to see a Chester meta again anytime soon is because of the luck factor. Like, it's been expressed a few times that people are a little bit scared of Chester being a strong brawler within the meta, just because, in Brawl esports, they really try and stay away from luck, RNG, all of that stuff. So Chester is literally a luck-based brawler, right? Like, you could consistently get the best super over and over again, and the opponents wouldn't know. Like, his super is just so random, and randomness in esports isn't welcomed, especially by the pros. Like me, myself, knowing, well, being a former pro player, like, this brawler would just frustrate me so much, especially because, I don't know, say if you chain 3 supers in a row and you get stunned, like, you're going to be so angry, right? It's like, how lucky can someone get? So games being determined by luck, of course, you don't want anywhere near esports titles. So unfortunately, yeah, Chester just isn't the strongest. The damage nerf really hurt him. I think only the biggest problem was the stun super, which definitely deserved a nerf, but I think they probably killed him a little bit. Maybe up the damage a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm okay with Chester being this bad, because still randoms probably in like gold lobbies will pick him. But overall, again, I don't see any point in picking Chester. There's always a better alternatives than him. I think the only map I would consider him maybe double swoosh, but still, I think it'd just be so easy to lane a Chester. So let me know what you think, by the way. Is it different in your guys' meta? For me, again, if I see a Chester, I know I'm going to run into them so easily. Like, they're going to be such an easy brawler to take down. So this Fang is going to eventually go down to my super, I think. Okay, looks like his stop out actually saved him twice there. So that is pretty funny. But we get the stun super, we can just kill him pretty easily. Stun super is still pretty strong. Like, as long as you've got your sequences loaded up, you should be able to kill people pretty quickly. So we should be able to roll the dice here, get a bit of a better super. You know what? I'm just going to pop this super and just go extremely aggro to try and get this final goal right here, and just spam pretty brainlessly, because with Chester, half the time you don't even need to aim because of how easy of a brawler he is to play. So again, with a super, I don't even know which one I'm getting. Half the time as well with his supers, you don't need to think about it. You can just get it so easily. Well, like, you can just spam it and you're going to get some value out of it. So that's going to be Chester, one of the brawlers that's fell off the most. Let's hop into the final one. Alright guys, jumping into the final brawler, which has fell off considerable amount. I know it's probably time that Buster has been, but Buster, we got to talk about it. He has literally fallen off so incredibly hard. Like, Buster used to always be a brawler that you could rely on so many different game modes and maps, and right now he's just so frustrating to use. Just basically no damage, and it is a big fall off, considering he used to be a brawler which you could, again, just brainlessly play, just like Chester, just run into people, take them down. Your super is like one of the best in the game, and now, he isn't the worst brawler, right? I'm not just saying that Chester's the worst brawler, but considering how strong he was, And now, I don't know, you need like good team synergy. Like a lot of times Buster is used with people who have like good synergy, you know, getting a lot of use out of a super, you know, staying behind it, maybe like a max speed of poker behind it, something like that. Buster still might be a pretty strong brawler, but overall I just feel like people have learned how to counter him. And also just a 3-second super, it's just so easy to take him down now. Like only waiting 3 seconds, like before it was 6 seconds and then you couldn't cancel his super, so of course that was a big problem. But now you can just literally wait 3 seconds. 3 seconds is nothing in Brawl Stars, and by the time it's finished you can take him down pretty easily because it doesn't even deal much damage when it's up close. Like here, like for example, like I felt like before I would have been basically making that Shelly like 100 HP, but now it just feels like completely nothing. A lot of the times when I play Buster, it just feels like I'm just hindering my team's performance instead of actually making it a lot better. So hopefully we can defend this one, but as you guys know, Buster, I don't know, I just get completely ran over by everyone, and everyone knows his counters now. Everyone can just make good use of him pretty easily. Well, not good use of him, bad use of him. Everyone's going to make bad use of him because he's just terrible right now. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Apologies for being a little bit rusty on the video making. You guys kind of know how the cycle goes right now in Brawl Stars, but hopefully a brand new season will bring a lot of good life and longevity to Brawl Stars, especially with Masters. So that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.